the attacking to open up. Alright, should be good to go
Perfect.
now. If we lose this much health by like the end of the sewer section, then that means that we just got like royally unlucky.
There are a couple safe. 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 Couple safe.
Hey,
Okay.
over here, by the plant.
And like,
He's gonna think the plant's talking to him. This is great.
and he like looks over and he's like, buddy, I didn't know you could talk. Why you sound like a girl?
I'm not the plant. I was hoping you'd come over though. This is Texas. I'm invisible right now.
All of Texas?
Well, not all of Texas.
Oh my god.
A person. I technically lived there for a very short time. You met me.
I don't need to know your backstory. What
Okay.
what do you need?
Well, there's a group of people.
No. Go through the entire fence.
A lot has changed in the past 12 hours.
Good God, man! You have a dangle now. I'm not going to fault you for any sort of like thing that you went through. Your body has gone through a metamorphosis overnight. Please, it's fine. You do not need to apologize. And he just kind of looks at you and puts a hand on your shoulder and just like.
You got a dangle.
You were somebody who lived in Texas,
Right.
and then you
It's
took
not
the name
important
Texas?
though. That part isn't important. This is the important thing.
Why would you open with that if
No.
it wasn't
Well,
important?
I was just trying to introduce myself. Okay, so
Okay.
the important thing is there was a group in here, and now there's still one of them, but the others are gone, but they're coming back, and they want to kill us.
Are they from Texas too?
No, I don't think so. Maybe. But the important thing is they want to kill at least one, if not more, of us, and or do serious harm and damage. So, do
Okay.
you guys have rules or like a safe room?
No, we kind of play
Or-
it fast and loose here.
Yeah, I've heard that. So we should just kind of hightail it on out of here?
I mean, you could fight them. That'd be kind of entertaining. No,
Well-
right?
Am I bound to some sort of thing? I feel like the most responsible thing to do is to know, like, before you put on jewelry given to you by a god.
You feel like the most
Well,
responsible thing to do when a god
I-
offers you a gift is to be like, well, what
Well,
is
no,
is
I
there a
thank you
user
very
agreement
much.
that
I
we
just-
need to sign here?
I feel like
I mean, she's very nice, but this is no Banyan, the god of the lions. I mean, he's the king of the beasts.
And as Bubba walks out, he goes, Hey, man, now I'm gonna get him turn on. Boom!
Sorry, guys, I speak Bubba. I know how you doing.
And man, film artificial ball to share put stuff all the time.
You ain't fooling? Hell, my brother Cletus would love to talk to you.
Hey, man, Terrell, from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're all feel like pretty like people going in.
All right, now sounds good.
I'm just gonna Captain Code thoughts to just pull this memory out for later. Someone's gonna want to study.
Are you always invisible?
No, I just did this because I was trying to be stealthy. It's not working very well. I can see that.
No, because you're still talking.
I know. I have learned my lesson. I haven't learned my lesson. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm gonna do more stupid stuff. It just kind of happens.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to Indigo Chameleon. This game of saying inappropriate things right before I turn the camera on, or sometimes after, it's just my favorite game. So, hi, welcome. It is Tuesday night. It's time for a little D&D here on Indigo Chameleon. Thank you so much for joining us this evening as we wander Wildmount. So, we've got a few announcements before we get started with tonight's game. We have a Discord. You should hang out with us there. It's a good place to find the latest memes and our most up-to-date schedule. It's also where we recruit players to come and play games with us. We've got a bunch of one-shots coming up. We have a D&D 101. If you have somebody in your life that wants to learn how to play the D&D, we help them to play the D&D. And who knows, maybe our good friend will make his triumphant return. Anyway, so join us on the Discord. It'd be great. We also have a merch store. On that merch store, you can buy cool stuff like t-shirts, very much like the ones that this amazing cast is wearing. Indigo Chameleon is wearing a cool t-shirt. She's got a mug. Alcaboose Bender is wearing a t-shirt.
I'm wearing it.
I'm wearing my work uniform.
Whatever. Yeah, thank you.
That's okay, we'll be the cool kids. Whatever.
We'll be the cool kids.
Wow.
We also have plenty of fun ways for you, our dear audience, to be the other member here sitting at the table with us. There are, you can contribute stream points, which you get for doing things like gifting subscriptions and rating with us and tuning in multiple times. Even subscribing, you earn more stream points, and you will actually sit behind the table with me. You'll help me name NPCs, big bads, inns, taverns, shops, in Simon's or Mace's case, who helped me name a crock shop in the Lost Isle, which the heroes will be going to when they come back for the next interlude, which I'm very excited about. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. You can also spend your hard-earned bits. Use those bits to buy things like DM inspiration and stuff like that.
$300 gets me a level up. Just throwing it out there.
The scribe is sounding a wee bit muted to me.
Everyone included, but
Let's try that, see if that fixes things. So yeah, lots of fun ways for you to spend your hard-earned bits to assist. Alcaboo's Bender is so close to being deified as Jeff, the god of biscuits. I'm very excited.
Keep
Can I
talking.
change my religion to Jeff?
I
This'll-
assumed it was going to be Snippy, the god of passive
This'll gave you a
aggressiveness.
present.
Oh no, that's me. That's also Edwin. Don't worry.
That's very kind of her. So my volume's probably adjusting as we speak. So
This
yes.
will actually also muted Alcaboo's Bender a little bit. That was really sweet of her.
Very sweet. Upcoming schedule for this week. Tonight is Wanderlust, an exploration of Wildmount. If you missed any episodes, or if you want to just listen to our dulcet tones lull you to sleep, or you want to remix them and put some beats underneath them, which you should do, you can download Wanderlust, an exploration of Wildmount podcast. We release episodes every Monday, or we try to do it earlier sometimes, but you can catch up on old episodes. That is tonight. Thursday night, we go to the Lost Isle, where the crew is going to Eberron. Ordo! What's up, dude? Hi, welcome. In what I'm affectionately calling the Eberron word arc. Train heist. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's a fight on top of a moving train Thursday.
Weird.
That's all I'm going to say, because that's all I need to say. So tune in on Thursday for that. And everybody that's been getting subscriptions, Wolfgren D&D, thank you so much for everybody that's been contributing bits. Yes. If anyone auto-tunes the stream, please auto-tune me.
That's me. What up? I want to be viral, but not like COVID viral, just like internet viral.
Wow, rude.
Yeah, you are.
That's Thursday. Friday we have.
I love how we all participated in that awkward silence. That was like good teamwork, guys. That was great. That was great. I'm really proud
That's
of
the
you.
last time you're going to see good teamwork tonight.
Friday we continue with our second in the Harry Potter trilogy.
For the Indigo Cup?
Much like the original Harry Potter, we were going to do one episode and then we extended it for 3 to take your money, I guess. I don't know. So yes, we're contributing to the players are fighting for the Indigo Chameleon Cup, and every one shot you'll see a Hufflepuff, a Ravenclaw, a Slytherin, and a Gryffindor, all embodying their particular houses and competing. So I need to get that clue out to you guys.
Yeah.
We also didn't get our point.
Wow, rude.
I will get that going too. Tune into the Discord for lots of fun points and clues for the next.
Look, some of us didn't cheat.
One shot.
I didn't cheat either.
Oh.
Some of us
Shame on
didn't.
somebody
You know
sometime,
what?
man.
Never mind. We're gonna focus back on what's important, which is not the Gryffindor.
That Griff's like Gryffindor didn't win, so that's okay. So
On Sunday, we have Pen and Paper. It's a campaign called Pen and Paper, which ironically, due to circumstances, has not been played on pen and paper for quite some time. But it's our take on Crystal Shot. It's a once-a-month campaign, but I get to play in it. Indigo Chameleon and gets to play in it, and it's our take on Crystal Shroud. What accent will come out of my mouth this week for my character? Who knows? So tune in on Sunday.
Can I put in for Brazilian this time?
No.
Whatever accent comes out of his mouth, he'll call Brazilian just for you.
Yes, I will do that. I will certainly try. I can certainly try. And I think that's it for announcements. I think that's it for upcoming schedule. Does anybody have any plugs? Anything you're working on artistically that we can do? I have one. Follow Alcaboo's Bender's Instagram. Maybe we can do some fun food posts and stuff like that, so you can find all sorts of cool
Oh my
stuff.
God, can we get? We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna
Yeah.
type whatever your Instagram
Yeah, I'll
is.
put
Come
my
on,
Instagram
remember it.
in. I think it's just my name.
You should
my
actually
real-
just say it out
Oh,
loud.
What?
Don't stalk Alcaboo's Bender.
Say it out loud.
Once upon a time. Once upon a time.
This is gonna be so organized. Here.
Once upon a
So
time
organized.
in Wildmount, you all made some choices. We explored a little bit. We explored a little bit of Portamale, exploring the different aspects that this town had to offer. The search for breakfast was a thorough one, as you all looked for not only breakfast, but a place to stay. You wound up staying and deciding to stay at the Cedar Hearth and Home. Community challenge, 75% complete. Yeah, good job, guys. Keep it up. You all found a place to stay. I would encourage everybody to go back and listen to that episode. It's a good one, as not only did you discover a place to stay, but some of you established contacts in the city, where Zerafina met with a Dunamancy wizard, and he was able to tell Zerafina that she had a passenger, a sidekick, a hitchhiker, in the form of a magical tome that had been following along with her, that was 1 second out of time, but still following along with her. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Simon, Alatrion, Ulvar, and Aelin had a bit of a run-in where they explored some of the temples that were existing in the city, and Simon ran into an old friend of his. He uses quotation marks, and I should have used them myself. An old friend of his. And then Alatrion also made a new friend, hanging out with Simon. So there was a bit of a scuffle in the city's streets, and the group, we're actually going to catch up right after that moment ended. So most of the entourage has dispersed, and much of this crowd that was watching, hey Dream Girl, how's it going? Most of this group has dispersed at this point. Alatrion, you don't look great, buddy.
Nope.
No.
You look a little bit completely rough.
You look a little bit completely rough. However, you have both signed up for the Gods Brawl, which is one of you had your entrance fee paid, and you had no idea that you were being entered into the Gods Brawl, and another one of you was sponsored. So, heroes, yes.
Right at the end of the episode, I offered to heal him, and I used that spell slot.
You did.
So
yeah, I've already added it. We did that.
Okay. I was just making sure.
My question.
Yeah.
So that I'm clear, because it's been a week. Where exactly are we standing right now? Where physically is my body?
Where physically is your body?
Yes. Where am I?
Where is I? I will say, after you paid your entrance fee to enter into the Gods Brawl, you all would have stepped a little way off of the beaten path, as more individuals would have at least lined up and started to form the queues that you saw once before, lining up for the tables. So I'll put you a little ways off past this sort of scuffle that happened. And it'll be a collection of Aelin, Ulvar, Simon, and Alatrion. I don't want to speak for you, but I imagine you wouldn't have left his side.
Right. No. Wow. He hit you really hard.
A little bit. I knocked you a little bit, but I'll be alright.
Why didn't you hit him back?
Well, I fucked up, so...
But that does not provide a reason to why you would not defend yourself against an assailant.
Gilsa has a great deal of power here, it would seem.
Yeah.
Power of fame.
But
the guards were all around, they did nothing. They were preoccupied by his words.
But does power give the person the right to do what they wish?
Not the right, but it does give the ability.
But this is not right. This is not what people should do to each other.
Governments rarely care about what's right.
Yeah, life in the city's different.
Suffice it to say is that I will attempt to educate Gilsa during the God Brawl.
But then I hope that you have yourself a backup plan to what you plan on doing to this person.
I did sign up for the Gods Brawl.
Yeah, and you're gonna win.
I mean, he's probably gonna win.
Right, but you took so many punches.
I did.
Like, right to your face.
That you look awful. Absolutely terrible.
Oh,
This is exactly what someone wishes to hear.
Give me just like 1 second, and I'm gonna cast Disguise Self to look like me, but not have the crap beat out of me.
So, I have been looking for a time to bring this up.
Great.
You go to cast a spell upon you,
Great.
and the healing cast upon you still works.
Okay.
But as you go to cast upon yourself, there is a stop block there.
Okay.
You don't know what it is. And I want to say it like this. I don't know if he would know what a counterspell is, but it's not that. You say the words, you go through the motions, and you've cast this spell before. However, there is it almost feels like it's pulled, mystically yeeted away from you.
Okay. Cool.
So he goes, hey, watch this.
I mean, that was pretty neat. What did you do?
Apparently nothing.
So your intentions were to wave your arms around and just assume that you would feel better?
I mean, it works when he did it, so...
Well, I can also wave my hands around, but I do not feel better based on you getting beaten so badly.
You know what will help with this situation? Drinks. I say if you go back to the inn, and we get a drink.
Trust?
Yeah, trust.
Wolfgren D&D. DM inspiration for Simon. since Simon used his last episode. Thank you so much. And it looks like a DM inspiration for Zerafina as well. So everybody's sitting pretty with a re-roll tonight. Thank you, Wolfram, for your support. It means the
Appreciate you,
world.
bud.
Kenny, welcome. Thanks for that. Just Asparagus. That's the best username. All right, everybody heads back. Before you head back, I need the 4 of you to give me perception checks, please.
I'm good at this.
So good at those.
You guys are the best.
Weird how. That's going to be a 20,
Blackjack,
not
baby.
nat.
20, not nat.
20, not nat.
Got it. All right.
2.
Black 21.
I rolled a 3.
14.
Good. You guys are good. You head back to the inn.
Before we go back, I need to return this.
Return fast.
And I pull out the ball attached to the string and the stick.
Oh, okay.
When we were here last time, I accidentally took it with me.
If you don't mind, it would.
I'm bringing.
That's a great idea. It really is. However, I'm not in shape to go anywhere except back to where there's a bed.
I'll take it back tomorrow.
That's a good idea. Let's do that tomorrow.
Okay, I'm going to take off the map again. Everybody starts heading back. The 2 of you also head back to the Cedar Hearth and Home.
Yes,
Right?
without selling the statue.
Wow.
Okay, I will say when you head back, it's early afternoon. You did a little bit of exploring. You had a big breakfast. You went and explored the temples as much as you did. Let's do this as well, because this, I think, would stand out. Alatrion and Simon, what is your passive investigation?
Passive investigation 10.
12.
12.
10.
10. Not bad. Alatrion, I'm actually going to give this to you, because he's had it with him from the moment that you met him. Ulvar is walking with Aelin, and I think a part of you would notice at a certain point that Ulvar is missing his bow.
Okay.
So take of that what you will. All of you head back to the Cedar Hearth and Home. I think we'll have that awkward TV movie moment where everybody walks into the lobby at the same time, and it's a hey, damn, as you all enter into the lobby, you see your friends or the beaten, bloody pulp of a dragonborn that is Alatrion.
Hello?
Hello.
What'd you get yourself into?
A fight.
Well, that's
I thought that was
obvious.
really obvious.
Yes.
Is it not?
I mean, it was.
Do I look better than I feel?
Do you want to share?
No, I mean, if you want some of these bruises, you're welcome to
Is
them.
someone coming after us?
No, I don't
Okay,
think so.
that's
Is
good.
someone coming after
Very
him?
well said.
So no.
We're gonna drink now.
I don't think that was necessarily the plan as much as to have a refreshment to relax and.
That's what I said. We're gonna drink now.
Yeah, this is what is happening.
You know, you're allowing the big city to take away from you.
I grew up in the big city.
Then you are allowing the big city to aid your drinking.
Yes.
That's how
Trust,
that works.
please.
Do you need help? I mean, I don't have any magical help, but I could give you a bandage.
I mean, sure.
I mean,
that would be lovely.
Wrap it a little.
Sure.
So who were you saying that to?
I imagine that there is a bar of some kind in the Cedar Hearth and Home.
So there's not. The Cedar Hearth and Home, and
that's
when
right.
we were describing it,
Yeah.
it's a hunter's lodge.
Yeah, he did say.
And it was just like, this is great to me because this is the equivalent of walking into, like a Reebok and being like, bartender, can we get a gin and tonic, please? And then everybody just kind of turns and looks and...
They would sell more shoes.
Siri, make a note. Drinking foot. Nope, that's nothing. All right.
That's what happened to Lucky's.
Foot logger.
Footlogger. Oh,
That's it. That's it.
yeah.
Go home, folks. That's the greatest ending.
We're done for the
It's
evening.
been great.
Guys,
Seriously.
What a run.
Although when I say it, it sounds kind of gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
A foot lager?
No, you're drinking one of those.
I mean, they used to stomp grapes. Like,
That's true too.
yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
A lot of wine has got that toe taste.
We're going away
a
from
toe
what we
taste.
should be.
Anyway,
The small gnome sitting at the counter, who checked you all in, looks over at you and just sort of turns his head and he goes, I'm sorry.
My
He
apologies.
meant to ask where we can get some.
Yeah. this-
Oh,
As you can see, I might need a little.
I've seen worse.
That's concerning.
This is a hunter's lodge.
He usually sees the dead things come back in.
That's true too.
Oh,
Good point.
Yes, thank you. But no, we don't really have a tavern per se. However, he will actually pull out a small book and start flipping through the book and goes, "Oh, tonight is a speak and drink if you'd like."
Speak and drink, I would imagine then that we'll be telling tales of exploits.
Here's the thing about hunters, yes, that we love to share stories. So once a week, we all gather together and everyone pulls a little bit of alcohol and we all swap stories. Not only that, but if any of you are in the business of hunting or extracurricular activities, there are magical items that are sort of bandied about, and the hunters tend to have a bit of a contest for the best story. The best story of the night. The hunter will win a special prize. Usually it's donated or it's from this box. He puts in a big box and it's the Lawson family.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just like, sometimes people don't come back. It's a shame. Anyway, box back down. He goes, please join us tonight. And you did get quite beaten up. Your entrance, and he will look into he'll look in the box again. He'll pull the box back up and he'll start digging through, and he goes, and he takes a bottle out. It's a green bottle. Can't really tell because it's kind of a dark green bottle. And he looks at it and he goes, "There's still some liquid in this. Bring this. Who would like to hold on to this?"
Thank you.
Oh, all right. There we are. Enthusiastic. That will get you far. Show up tonight and just enjoy. Get to know some of the other people that are waiting here.
Dankeschön.
Perhaps when does this whole storytelling gathering begin?
It sort of evolves and devolves. You'll notice a few people coming out, but they'll gather around the fire. It's more of a informal gathering rather than a formal set time. Trying to get hunters to adhere to any sort of schedule is like trying to get tabletop players to adhere to any sort of schedule.
This seems extraordinarily meta and I do not quite get it.
No, it's a meta pool. And he turns and kind of looks forward.
He's Jim from the office. He's a known Jim.
And you don't know why he's doing that, but he kind of looks
like just turn and look where he's looking. Just...
There's nothing there. He's just looking at the wall. He goes, "Please enjoy your stay. Could I beg a favor, since I did give you a bottle and things of that sort? We are starting to fill up to the God's Brawl, and I have it on understanding that maybe a few of you are staying by yourselves in those great, big, gigantic rooms. Anyone staying by themselves here?
He's talking to the two of you.
I can share a room.
Oh, that would be very lovely. I've already moved your things.
Where did you move them?
Into your friend's room.
Hey, Dev, we're sharing a room.
How wonderful.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad we all came to this agreement. And he nods.
Extraordinary amounts of foresight from you, my good friend.
Yeah, he goes, "Well, you know what they say about foresight."
It's worse than firesight?
Yes, exactly. And he nods his head and he goes, "Thank you both so much for being so accommodating."
Will there be more roast bear?
I'm not sure what was caught. Come down in a few hours and we'll see what we can roust up.
Okay.
He nods at you all politely and then kind of goes back to...
Before he walks away, I'm gonna before you go, just like a quick question.
Sure.
We're very incredibly rude. We didn't get the name of you or your wife before.
Oh, Hamfo Finchy. Pleasure. And he goes, Hamfo Finchy, and my wife's name is Marja.
Thank you.
Of course. Is this your first time in Port Tamale? Some of you?
Some of us.
Very well. And any interest in becoming hunters?
Some of us.
Could be an interesting way to pass the time.
Oh.
I mean, I believe we were talking about maybe doing it. Can we talk to you about it in the morning?
Sure, absolutely. I look forward to it. You would not be guild members yet, so some of the more higher paying jobs would not be accessible to you. There is a process to becoming a guild member, but yes, of course, we do have little jobs here and there. And he actually will look under the table for a bit, and he's little, so his head pops down beneath the desk, and he comes out and he goes, "I have 2 jobs that we can talk about in the morning that, unless anyone claims them this evening."
I would like... to claim them.
Oh, you did the thing, the couples thing. That was fun.
But
You interrupted each other speaking.
You could have. How about this? I will take the one, and you could take the other if it is not clear.
we should probably see what the jobs are before we take them.
He starts laughing. He goes, no.
No, it's totally fine. We'll just split off into 2 groups.
No,
it's fine.
This would be better accomplished if we work together.
Yes.
I'm not saying that I don't have faith in you as a group.
But
I just don't want to say it.
We are unproven hunters, and he would like to not diminish the
But
numbers.
Do you have anything unnatural? An affront to nature?
perhaps monstrous. Perhaps quite large.
He looks at the 2 sheets and sort of scans one and then takes that and puts it under and he goes, I do have such a task? Well, it could be. No one knows what's doing it.
Interesting.
We will take the not knowing.
Oh, all right. I'll give you this.
I think we should probably ask everyone. Could you hold the job for us until the morning?
I'm afraid. No,
It would be
that's-
first come, first serve, my friends.
He means we'll take it, but we're not going to start until the morning because, as you can see,
Yes, God. How did that happen?
I got into an argument with the dwarf.
Mondays. He'll hand you the paper. He goes, yes, you'll just report to the Temple of Melora. It's a beautiful little park off to the wayside, and they're having quite a run-in with one of the grand trees here.
Melora has a temple here?
Melora does not have a temple here. Melora has 4 temples here at the 4 points of Portamale. There are 4 grand trees that make up her safeguarding, almost as if this whole entire area of Portamale is under the protection of the wilderness. It is a testament to her beauty. So each of the trees is at the furthermost points of Portamale, and one of the trees, I'll let you read.
Okay.
And she passes you the note. Give me an investigation check. I'll let you on. Unless you're putting the paper away. You're like, thank you so much for this. I'm just
No, I'll read it.
Okay.
It's fine. Investigation. 17.
17. Okay. This particular job is noting that at one of the 4 grand trees, this particular tree is located at the intersection between Beaded Alley and the Tumble Downs in the northwest quadrant, at the far northwest of the area. So as you see this, you would see the 4 trees marked as such. One is located at the intersection of Beaded Alley and the Tumble Downs. One is located far northeast of the Tumble Downs, like as far as you can go, almost touching the water. One is located smack a dab in the Gilded Esplanade. And if anybody here has Port Damali information or knowledge, you would realize that this thing is not only smack dab in the Gilded Esplanade.
It is in the exact center of Port Damali.
It is in the exact center of Port Damali. The other one is located and protected, and you see that this one's a little bit more friendly and with accessible to people. If you look at your map, it's located in the southwest quadrant of the city, and you'll see this yellow circle. It almost looks like a circus tent where anybody can go forward and pay homage. These other trees are inner sanctum stuff.
Okay.
Okay?
And which one is this pointing us at?
This one is pointing you to the one located at the intersection of the Tumble Downs and Beaded Alley in the northwest quadrant of the city. Your contact is an individual by the name of Lax. Lax is reporting something attacking the followers of Melora, and they can't pinpoint what's doing it. They don't want to bother some of the higher ups. This seems like a good job for the hunters. They've decided that instead of losing followers of Melora, they've just started taking a cow and pushing it in the space every week so it's not hungry, so they can continue about their business, which is just. They're like, we don't know what it is, but we feed it, you know, and so.
Park vibes off this thing, dang.
Whatever it is, whatever it is, it's big and it's eating livestock, and so somebody had the idea of like, why don't we just get rid of this? So
Gotcha.
It pays, but there is a bonus if you are able to not kill it and set it free. somewhere. So there's always a special caveat, like this thing
Catch
pays,
and release. Gotcha.
but if this one is a catch and release.
I'm gonna share all that information.
How much nicer if we don't kill it?
How much nicer is it?
To kill the beast is it's not a lot, it's 250 gold.
But I assume there's a musical number?
To kill
the beast!
Do not kill the beast.
I hate myself for walking into that. It's 250 gold to do it, to walk in. It is 350 gold for catch and release.
Wait, pardon me for asking a stupid question, but how do you know we caught it and released it and didn't just,
Word from the followers of Melora in that area, I would imagine.
Well,
We'll just get
maybe another one came.
Aelin to vouch for us.
I
How do
wouldn't
we
lie
know
to
it won't
him.
come back if we just catch it and release it?
Well, if it does, then we get more money for doing it again.
Okay, good point, I guess.
I am going to go up to my room.
You all head up to your rooms.
As we're heading up, I'm going to pull the latch off to the side really quick.
Sure.
Just for a quick conversation.
Before you leave, can I get one more perception check from everybody in the party?
13.
Yeah.
13.
3.
13.
Give me that.
13.
12.
13.
12. Yeah, you guys are free to do whatever you'd like.
Oh gosh,
Cool.
that's not
Come here.
happening.
Look, I rolled a 21. I was trying to
Okay,
do whatever I
you're
wanted.
in
That's still
jail.
concerning.
Bye-bye.
I gotta go forever.
I'm going to catch him by the shoulder and have him hang back to the left so I grab his ankle.
Okay, what's up?
Yeah.
Ow.
I want to help you. If you end up fighting Gilsa in the Godsbrawl, I can help you understand how it is that he would fight Pacific.
Okay.
I'm offering to train you to defend against it.
Okay.
Plus, I could use the extra practice before the Godsbrawl anyway.
Oh, you want to spar?
Yeah.
Got it. That I can do. Now I understand. Got it. Yes. Let's do that in the morning, or maybe
After the hunting.
there's a whole lot going on here.
After the hunting, but I figured I would praise you off and out.
I appreciate it. Yeah. No. Let's do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we leave, I'm gonna run up to, what is her name, Marger? The wife of the innkeeper?
Sure.
And ask if she has just, whatever their version of like a first aid kit is on hand. Just a general, like, patch them up, because I assume in a place like this, you would have a patch them up sort of kit, or multiple ones.
What is it you're looking for?
I'm just looking for, like, ointments and linens and,
He's got hurt bad?
well, I'd like to help.
She will hand you a sewing kit.
Oh.
Is this what?
Well, I'm hoping not. I mean, thank you. I will bring it, because I haven't gotten a good look.
Oh.
But,
Is he bad?
well, not terrible. I mean, I don't think I'm going to sew any limbs on.
Oh, no.
But,
I wouldn't assume you were sewing limbs on, but if he
Right,
needs
well, I mean,
stitches.
maybe a couple. I don't know. I haven't really checked, but
Why don't I see if any of the hunters have healing experience, and would you like me to send them up to
I
the
was
room?
just thinking we could slap on some ointment, right?
Oh, hi, the magical healing ointment that heals all wounds.
I know. You've got to have, like, whatever this equivalent of a Neosporin is.
The wizard Neosporin. You
Yes.
think he stays here at the
Well, I
hunter's
wasn't
lodge?
thinking it was going to magically heal him. I was just thinking that it would just, like, help to pass the process along without too much infection.
Am I nearby? Am I hearing this?
Do we have to resort to magic for everything?
You just asked me for healing ointment.
No, I was just asking for, like, common healing ointment.
Take some dirt and rub it on the wounds.
Got it. Okay. Never mind.
It's actually very effective if you get the right dirt.
Well,
it's very
it's
effective.
very ineffective if you get the wrong dirt.
You get the idea. You get the idea that this woman is not the one that like if you have wounds like oh yeah, the healing ointment stuff. But as you're saying this, Serafina, as you're saying this, there is a gentleman that coughs really loud. He's sitting next to the fireplace. It's a big burly like of a man. This dude is 6'5", but as wide as he is tall. Like he's just built like a brick house, and he coughs really loudly.
I go, hello.
What made the wounds?
A person?
Oh,
It was just a fisticuffs, you know.
is the fisticuffs?
Yes.
right.
some punching as far as I know, not like a beastie.
He does this. He brings his arm up. When he does, his arm is gloved, and he actually flips it around. And when he does, he opens the compartment inside. Lining his arm, which is you now realize a prosthetic. You see tiny vials that are all lining the arm, and he takes one out and he goes, "What is his race? Like, what is he? Is he human? Is he of your kind?"
No, he's dragony. Yes.
Puts it down and he goes, "What sort?
What sort?
Is
What do
he
you mean?
affluent?
What sort?
Has he got lots of money?"
Does it matter?
It does. I wouldn't ask it if it didn't.
Would he be hanging out with us if he did?
He looks at you and he kind of looks down at you and he goes, "Fair enough." He takes this and he takes a small vial out and he closes the arm and takes the arm and puts it back down at his side. And he will just hold out what looks to be a little container of bugs.
You want me to put insects on him?
Yeah.
What do they do?
They'll help heal him. They'll close up some of the wounds and make it a little less grievous.
Okay.
If they start glowing purple, then he's poisoned. So.
They might poison him?
No. They'll react to a poison if he's already poisoned.
Got it. Well, that's helpful.
No.
How much?
He's like, "You're a hunter," and he just hands out the vial. He's like, "You help the next one."
Oh, absolutely. How many of the bugs do I put on him?
The
All
lot.
of them?
Just sprinkle shake, and he does this kind of like
Okay.
big guy like
Shimmy
shake.
shake.
He just he hands you this little container, and it's got some bugs in it. Give me an investigation check.
Alright. I'm gonna talk him into this. You said investigation?
Yeah.
18.
18. Yeah, you do. Looking inside this, it looks to be a worm, but there's a pincher on it, and it's secreting this green stuff out one end. The pincher end is one, and then at the other end is this little green sludge.
It's a slurm worm.
This is a booty wham wham nozzle. Like you see this little container, and he just hands it over without a second thought.
Okay.
Is
Thank
there
you.
Can I see the bugs?
You can see him.
Can I take a nature check?
Yeah, give me a nature check.
You do that nature check.
That's a 20, not nat.
20, not nat. You've heard of such insects that will. You've heard of such insects that eat dead flesh. And not like zombie, no,
Yeah.
they clean out infection and stuff like that. The better thing to do here would be healing magics.
Right.
But if you're in the middle of the woods and you're hunting something and this thing gashes your arm, a hunter's more likely to die from the infection than he is from the wound itself. You can just keep going.
Right.
So this is something that hey, in a pinch, this will work. That it sounds like this is what she's asking for. She's like, I don't want magic. I don't want magic. I just want magic ointment.
Right.
So he's giving
Got
her
it.
magic ointment.
Maybe we save those just in case I'm tired.
The bugs will help you sleep?
No. If I'm too tired to heal him.
Okay. So you're going to go up and heal him now?
I can.
Are you a healer?
Yeah.
Would you look at this? And he will.
You're the doctor, right?
He'll lift his foot up and just kind of slam it onto the table. As he does, you'll just see this odd red jagged scar that goes along the foot. He's like, "You think that looks bad?"
It doesn't look good.
That's what I thought. And he just kind of looks at you, shakes his head. It's like, "You're all right, healer."
We're supposed to pay it forward, right?
You have to follow your heart.
I'm your heart.
As in the deer or the organ?
Aelin will reach down and cast Cure Wounds.
Okay. You cast Cure Wounds on it. The wound doesn't heal over. Go ahead and roll some healing for me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It has begun again.
It's
It's
I
necrotic
can't get
damage
out.
now.
Man.
I don't know what to tell
You
you.
went from
It was not good. It was only 5 points.
That's all right. I think the thought is there, and you
Yeah.
see this big bear of a man get up, which is covered in furs and just built big, and he just like looks. He stands up, and he's pretty tall and imposing, and he just reaches forward and like wraps his arms around you, and just kind of like gives you one of those like hugs, pats you on the back, and you feel your vertebrae like like align, as you're. And he goes, "Thank you, friend. I didn't think it was going to do anything, and I was right, but I appreciate the second look."
Of course.
Yeah. Let me know how those work.
Thank you.
Yeah. Are you coming to story night?
Yes.
I'll tell you how I got this scar.
I can't wait.
It's a doozy. I think I'm gonna win. And he nods, and he goes back to like sitting there, and he just kind of like crosses his arms, and he's like looking around, and you realize he's just waiting for people to show up. And he's leaning back in the seat.
All right.
Okay.
I'll take the bugs to the. Oh, I need to talk to him real quick before I go. I'm going to read the books, both of them, in the room, or at least get started on them. And if you'd like to come, you can.
I'll be right there.
Okay.
I'm gonna
probably
go.
not going to wait very long.
It'll be quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna go find these two.
We're probably still in the
They're
hallway.
in the hallway. I think their conversation just.
Aelin's following you because
Oh,
we roomies.
Right. Do you guys mind stepping in here for a moment? I have a question, and I'll point to my room.
Yeah.
Sure, what's up?
I'll let everyone into my room. Since
Everybody or the two of them?
I mean, they're there, he's there. I don't know if he's there.
Ulvar.
Ulvar's probably in our room.
He's probably getting prepared, trying to figure out like what to do as far as like telling a story.
Okay, so, oh my gosh, that's awesome. Ulvar's pacing, and he's like, "All right, I need a cold.
What do I do?
I need a comedic
What do I do?
monologue and a dramatic. Like,
Here
I
it
need
is.
to,
If this is a story time, what do I say?
yeah. All right, so you're pacing in your room.
Yeah.
So
Easy.
who all is in the room? Show of hands. Boom. Are you?
If it was close enough, I would have followed. I just don't want. I
Cool.
thought
So
it
it's
was
everybody but
private.
Ulvar.
Yeah.
I love
Good.
this idea. What I'm going to do is, because you're missing out on this, I'll give you advantage on your performance.
Nice.
Whatever check it is, you'll get advantage on it because
Not
you're
dying check.
You're
Got it.
doing
Perfect.
vocal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dance, monkey, dance. Got it.
Dance,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
So we ran into a little bit of trouble when we saw Kana. Only person we saw was a yellowish dragonborn. But someone in that group sounded like you.
So they had his Indian accent.
Yes. So I was wondering if maybe you knew who they were or someone they were with, why they'd be here.
I don't know anyone outside of Novgorod, outside of maybe the Aegis, but they usually stay in the area.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's
My apologies.
pretty much it.
How much money did you get for that statue?
Oh, we didn't sell it. You should actually be glad. He just wanted to sell it at any old shop. He
I
just
didn't
wanted to
want
get
to
rid of it.
Cause
I
any
thought-
suspicion by us having something too
I
nice.
thought we could make more money off it by going to a more affluent area and.
So we're probably going to take it to the auction, which will do better.
Do I have to make a stealth check to escape
No.
this room?
No, if you're gonna Irish exit, that's
Oh,
fine.
yeah,
You
no,
just walk out of
hardcore.
the room and like,
Hardcore.
yeah, you just leave. Yeah, you head back to the room. Ulvar seems to be pacing.
I followed him.
Before you left,
As we were leaving, I was just like, so do you know Nicholas? He's in Novgorod. I don't know.
I was just gonna say before you left, I would offer to cure
Oh, yeah,
wounds.
totally. Go for it.
Again.
Heal me. Heal me. Heal me.
Okay. Cure wounds. That one's much better. You just got back 12 points.
Yeah.
Alright. Some of those wounds start to close up a bit.
I'm barely over half now. Let's do this, guys. I'm ready.
I had bugs.
It's
to heal you
disgusting.
with.
Goodbye.
I'm sorry, we left while you guys were talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was interrogating him about whether or not he knew people.
Well, we're roomies, so we'll get to have this conversation regardless.
Just to hold on to those. And just,
Oh, yes, I'm definitely holding on.
Okay. Well, what this will do is if someone suffers a wound or is bleeding or if a limb is amputated, it will stop it. Do you know what I mean? Another side effect of this is if a creature is making death saves, dump the bugs out, it stabilizes them.
Ah.
Okay, you've
What are
got-
the bugs called?
You've got 2 charges. You didn't ask.
No, but I did do a nature check and got like a decent roll.
Sure, you
Nature
did.
worms.
I'll say this. For the time being, I don't want to call these bad boys. For the time being, these are called Lustworms.
Loose.
Well, just the name gives you an idea about where they're usually found.
Those sound Zemnian. Okay.
Oh, your mom does sound bad.
Yeah, she does, because that's where I'm from.
Oof, okay. All of you take a little bit of time. You start going over what story you would like to tell for the event.
I'll help listen to the ideas he has, just to have him bounce some ideas off of somebody.
Sure.
If she's digging into the books, I'm pointing out the pictures that I've seen in them to kind of be like, this is why.
Okay. What book are we looking at first?
Okay, so the book. I'll pull out the book that he brought me first.
This will be the first time that the 2 of you look at the book together. Every time.
It's in my room right there.
They're
Yeah, well, we're in the same room. I don't mind him being in there.
Yeah.
I just told
no,
him that.
I'm asking, are you doing it in his room or our room?
Oh, our room. Like
Okay.
I was figuring
guess
out
I
him
would
coming
follow
back.
So,
to our room.
Elatrion, they just pull out a book and they start looking at it. And stuff like that. So,
Have you ever seen SpongeBob?
yes.
Have you seen the episode where they're talking about the Krabby Patty secret
Yeah.
formula?
Yes.
And SpongeBob's eyes and Patrick's eyes, like,
Yes.
yeah, that's what's happening.
Okay, yeah, you would look down at the paper. You would see these words start to appear, these symbols and things of that sort. But as the 2 of them begin to look at these words and symbols that mean absolutely nothing, before you can do anything, the words and symbols form the facsimile of a face. All right? The face appears on the page, and almost like one of those 3D posters, it's a sailboat, like Mallrats.
It's a
Like,
sail.
yeah. As you're looking at it, the face appears, and Dev and Zerafina, for the first time in a very long time, with the 2 of you side by side, and Elatrion being like, well,
Taller than both of you, just like.
you see your mother's face. The face does not say anything. The lips do not move, but the words form in the visage of her, and her features are unmistakable. And they just form this look. And the picture is moving. And it's less of a coded message and more of a lifelike, the words are painting a picture. And she's just looking at the 2 of you with this intense mixture of sadness and happiness mixed up together, which is often the case with parenthood.
This didn't happen last time.
I was gonna say you didn't give me a book that had Mom's face in it.
The words.
That's your mother? Okay.
The words leave her face, and it's like this. Stop fighting.
That is your mother.
Hello, Mom. Can you talk? This is just a picture.
The face nods.
So you can talk.
And as she does, the words leave, and yes, and then come back to the face. And she looks at you. She does this thing where she raises her eyebrow up at you.
Yes. So, go ahead.
How does this work? What is this?
The words come down again, and this is less of me, more of a moment in time. And they come back.
So, gosh, all this time I don't even know what to ask. What does this book do? Can we just talk to you anytime?
She looks at you somewhat confused, and the words come down, and it says, "Do?" Question mark?
I don't know. I mean, it was your book. So why'd you put your face in your book? Was it for us?
The face comes down, and she goes, "This book was for me. This was where I stored my thoughts. My words are precious. It is my life.
Like a diary.
And they come back and she nods her head.
What were the pictures I saw the last time I opened this book?
She looks confused.
Describe them.
Pictures. Well, there was, I assumed, a picture of our uncle and.
The face turns and looks off to the side as if somebody is saying something. And she kind of looks, and then the words flow away off the page and down the other. So, like if you were watching this, like it would look like the words are going off the page and down the spine and past the other pages. She's not there. She's not on that page.
You made her leave.
I'm gonna flip the book to where it seemed to go.
Okay. Yeah, you start flipping pages.
Yeah.
Flipping pages, and you get to the first picture. The first picture that you saw in the book was what, the man standing against the expanse, or?
Yeah, the dark.
Yeah, yeah. You see, and the words are flowing over it, almost as if it's water, and the words leave that page and come back to the front.
So what did the pictures mean?
I don't know. That's why I wanted to get you.
Mom, what do the pictures mean?
She says, I don't know.
But it's your book.
I know.
And your thoughts.
I know.
One moment. I'm gonna flip to the next picture, the second one I saw, the one of her in the field.
I don't want to look at any more pictures.
Do you have a message?
It's good to see you.
Thanks. I feel like I'm more confused than I was when I started.
She laughs a little bit and she goes, my beautiful Zerafina.
I don't want to close the book because I'm closing a face into the book and it seems wrong.
Maybe you should ask her for like some advice.
Her head turns and looks.
Like in between, like at this point, I imagine I'm standing in between them, just like because I'm much taller than both of them. Just like in between the two heads, it's just my head. Like you should just ask some advice.
Okay. Advice? Do you have?
She thinks about it.
advice?
She goes, "Are you eating your vegetables?
That makes sense.
Don't take any wooden gold pieces.
Sometimes.
Are you sleeping enough?
Maybe.
Are you drinking water?"
Probably.
Yes.
She looks at you for a second and then turns to you, and the last thing that she kind of pops up is you see her just looking tired at this point. She goes, "Are you looking out for one another?"
Absolutely. When he is not being annoying, and my goodness.
She means yes. Sorry, my bad. I'm just-
She looks over at you. She looks over at you and gives you a little nod, and you see the words yawn a little bit, and as they do, the words kind of flow out back to the page and then come back. And she goes, "I think I'm going to rest now."
Did you want to say anything else?
No, I'm good, thank you. Oh, him. Sorry.
I'm just happy to see you.
Good night, Mom.
She says, "I love you, Janice. I love you, Zerafina." And the words go back to the sides of the page.
Alright, close the book. You never told me that it was a talking book?
You never told her it was a talking book?
I just saw the pictures. I thought it was something else.
When I opened it, it said, "Good night, go to bed, Zerafina, go to bed, Zerafina, go to bed, Zerafina."
Well, maybe if you had gone to bed, it would have said
Did
something
she
else.
ever say anything to you?
I couldn't read it. All I could see were pictures.
I can't believe you never told me about that book.
Investigation check from the two of you, please. As you're holding the book and you're getting ready to put it away.
Oh,
18.
that's a nat 1.
18. Zerafina, you're a little distracted at the moment. Dev, you would realize as you take the book, like as you're looking at the book, you see the words appear on the front cover. of the book, and as you're going to close it, almost like you catch your eye, and you've never noticed there before, but it's written in common. And as you open the front of the book, it's a dedication to Janus and Zeraphina, two halves of my heart.
Okay, I'm really mad that 2 years went by and you never told me about the book. But also, are you okay?
I don't know. I thought maybe the book would lead to something.
Well, it did.
Not what I was looking for.
What are you looking for?
Something that isn't real, I guess. So.
Well, just because it isn't real yet doesn't mean we can't make it real.
I'll talk to you later, and I'll leave from my room.
Hey, you're really annoying, but don't lose hope.
I'll keep going.
Before he goes, just like, hey, I know you're kind of going through something right here, the two of you. And that's really, like, if I can do anything, let me know. That'd be great. Also, so, like, one of the things that one of the very limited number of spells that I know didn't work earlier. Do you guys know anything about why that, like, might be? Like, I felt like I cast it and, like, somebody else decided that it was their spell instead. And I just, it's not, I don't, just, I'm not, I only know so much.
Is it still a problem?
I mean, I won't know until tomorrow for sure when I can try it again. But, like, I think so. Like, I still don't, I was supposed to look like me but not beat up. I still look kind of beat up. So, like, I'm going to assume that it's not working. Do you guys, like, have any idea, insight? Like, no, yes, maybe?
Can you do simple magics? Approach this scientifically. Can you do simple magics?
I'm gonna. Is there like a candle or a
You
light
might
of some
call
sort?
them cantrips.
in the room? I'm gonna try and cast prestidigitation to put it out and then relight it.
Okay. Perception checks from the two of you.
Oh gosh, I'm rolling cruddy.
Perception 11.
Yeah, that's a 4.
Yeah, you're good. You don't. Yeah, there's a candle in the room, and you just go. And once again, it's this weird feeling of like. It's not. You're just snapping your finger. Like.
No.
Okay, so you can't do any magic right now.
I'm gonna go with no.
Have you done anything different over the past, I don't know, day, other than getting into a fight? Anything that might affect your magic? Any new magical items? Any...
I mean, I don't think so.
Nothing new on your person that might affect your magic?
I did find this book that I read.
Okay.
Just gonna pull out the book.
Is it a magical book?
I don't. Maybe.
Okay. We should look at.
I mean, I pull out the book and set it down.
Okay.
I'm backing away from the book. If it took his magic, I'm going to be a little bit away from it.
Let's get to the other group for a second. So you're going over your story and things about story. Aelin, what are you doing during this time? It looks like Ulvar and Simon are there. Are you going back to the room where Dev is?
I would have gone downstairs to try to find Marga.
Okay.
And I just... Hi.
She looks over at you and she's like, I don't have any.
You don't have any what?
There's no magical ointment. I've got like aloe.
I don't need magical ointment, and I can find aloe wherever I need to.
Oh, all right. Hi.
I wanted to ask you about the roast bear.
What about it?
That makes sense. You did such a good job.
I did.
No, you honored every part.
I did.
I want to learn to do that.
Honoring parts of a bear.
Honoring every part of every animal.
You're not looking to be a cook, are you? You're looking to be a chef.
I guess. I just don't want to waste.
Do you like scrubbing pots and pans?
No.
You're gonna.
I'm gonna like it or I'm just gonna do it.
Both. The first step in learning to be a chef is to learn the basics. So, tell you what, after everyone finishes, there's always a lot of dishes, especially on a night like tonight. You come with me to the kitchen, and you and I are going to scrub every pot and pan that we use tonight. But while we do, I'm just going to talk and ramble on.
Oh! It's like when Master Creefus used to make me shovel the stables.
Sure, I'm going to pretend I know who that is. But yes, similar to it. The smells are probably similar, depending on the night.
Okay.
All right, good. Yes, I look forward to it. What's your name?
My name's Aelin.
Aelin. You're a good lad, Aelin.
I try.
I'll see you tonight. Do you have gloves?
I'm just gonna hold up my gauntlets.
Oh no. It's just like, take those off. And I'll see you tonight after the festivities.
Okay.
Right. And she nods at you and goes back to her work of tidying up the space. You're seeing more and more individuals come into the space. And people of different make and model. You see a couple of them are starting to speak and talk, and all of them are setting up these bottles of various alcohols, and some of them a little more exotic than others. Some of them look to be akin to the ones you had. The dark green glass, you see some of them look to be the similar shape of wine bottles. Some of them are very odd indeed, as you see one hunter in the corner is talking and gesticulating, but as he does, his alcohol is floating above him. And occasionally, like, he will reach up and touch it, and a little bit of it will, like, float down and into his mouth. And other individuals will walk by and touch this, like, floating mass, and it'll just, like, go into their mouth, you know? Like, and just...
Okay. So Aelin is gonna find a table for 6?
So, you're the guy at brunch. You're like, you guys, are you coming? Because I already got a table. Like, sure, give me an investigation check.
That's not bad. Well, I mean, it wasn't bad, and then I got a -1 to my investigation because I ain't that smart. 12.
I'm not that smart. You can't find it. This place is starting to fill up. However,
I go find the guy who I healed his leg.
As you're searching around, you hear, "Healer!" And you see a big wave, and the large gentleman is over in a corner with some friends, and he just starts like shoving them off to the side. Like, this guy's big, and he takes his arm that's prosthetic and puts it up and just like shoves them, and you see people kind of shoved off the sofa, and he's like, "Lads, ladies, this is a healer." And all of them dart to you, and you see simultaneously 3 or 4 of them go like, "I've got this thing on like my under elbow," and one's like, "I think my ears, something's wrong with it," and the ear's just gone, and like you see all of these individuals coming up to you with just these various maladies.
I'm very tired, but I could try if I can have a drink.
Everybody stops talking, and this man gets out of his seat and stands up. "Are you telling me that these kind hunters, before you can diagnose their maladies, tell them what's wrong with them, you're gonna need a little bit of alcohol?
No, I'm saying that I'm tired because I helped you.
And before you can do more, you'd like a drink?"
I mean, it would help. And just to be fair...
This man is a hunter. And he just smacks you in the back as hard as he can, and you hear everybody like, "Ah!" and people are coming over, they're bringing drinks to you and things of this sort. He's like, "I need a drink before I can heal. This is the best damn healer I've ever met." So everybody else is kind of doing their thing. When you two come downstairs, you see Aelin is the cool kid at the party. Like, Aelin is just swarmed as people are telling stories. People have their arms around Aelin, and Aelin like waves to you guys. And as Aelin waves, he looks over at you. He goes, "Are those with you?"
Yeah, those are my friends.
"Make way for the healer's friends." And he pushes 2 more people off and makes a space for the 2 of you, and you all come and sit down.
Very nervously walking over and
Oh no. As you walk up, Aylin's gonna be like, this is... Simon, you're there, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is Simon. Simon's the best fighter I know.
Hey.
A fighter. There we go. And who's this?
This is
No.
Omar.
And he's just going to be very uncomfortable knowing that the type of people that are in this room, because I'm sure he's heard stories about it, he's going to not feel worthy to be in this space at all.
This is Ulvar. You will hear his story later.
You're building suspense.
Oh,
I'm not putting anything at all.
No, but I will build suspense for him. I am how you say is a hype man.
He's going to walk forward, this big man. He's going to walk forward and he's going to place a hand on top of your head. Right? And he's going to shift your head to the side. So you can see that. So, what's that?
It's nothing.
Hey.
That might be part of his story.
Even better. And they go well.
Now, to satiate you, I could tell you about these, and I point to like the number of like smaller scars on the side of my face.
You have everybody's attention. Everybody stops what they're doing. There's like, because everybody's heard the same damn stories all the time. These guys tell stories constantly. So as you begin your story, let's cut back to the rest of the group to see what everybody's doing. You guys are still in the room and you're asking them if there's any issues.
Yeah, if they've got any ideas about why it's not working.
Yeah.
Well, so you got the book. Okay, so the book itself, cards on the front.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you do with the book so far?
I read it.
Okay, does it seem magical?
It does. Look what I can do. And I'm just gonna apply one of the cards.
You don't know where it came from, but he's got a little like, card in his hand, and he takes the card. And he...
So you have magic.
I have magic. I had
only
different magic before,
from
but
this
now
book.
apparently I can do this magic instead. Oh,
And
I don't like
that happened when you got the book.
Maybe?
So you have magic.
Well,
it's
not when I
just
got the
different?
book. It was because I already had the book when I did it on the ship.
Okay, but you hadn't read the book yet.
No.
So
I
you
grabbed
read
it
the
when we were
book,
in
you got
town
new
last
magic,
time. But
and now your magic doesn't work.
Exactly.
Dice Barbarian, Deacon Smith, and Callie. Hey, welcome. Thank you for the host, Dice Barbarian.
Did anything else unusual happen with the book?
No. I don't think so.
Well,
It's been a week. I don't think so.
There was the voice in your head.
Oh, yeah. We were supposed to meet somebody on the docks about it. Somebody named Loranith from the Cobalt Soul.
History check at advantage.
Thank you.
Of course.
Nat 20.
Seraphina, you need to check his back. You need to look at his back. He's been wearing armor. He's got a shirt. You need to check at his back.
I need to check your back.
Your book's like,
My what?
Your back. I need to check all sorts of things, but let's start with your back.
What armor are you wearing?
I think it's chain.
It is chain. All right, so Seraphina's like, I need to see your back.
Chain. Okay. Why?
I'll explain in a minute. Just upper part, lower part.
Oh, okay.
Just whole back.
Takes off the armor, and as he does, this man is a convicted thief of the Cobalt Soul.
oh, jeebers.
If found, please return to the nearest outpost of the Cobalt Soul. For the first 7 days, until he is returned, magic is being cut off. We will then eliminate the ability to rest for extended periods of time. If found, immediately bring to the nearest outpost of the Cobalt Soul.
I think I have a clue to what might be happening.
Okay, what's up?
Well, and then I read the entire thing off of his back.
Well, that's
Your
bad.
book is overdue. Where did you get it?
I got it in town here.
In town?
Yeah, I got it at the bookstore.
They sold you a book?
I got it at the bookstore.
The bookstore that we went to?
Yeah, Wizards of the Coast. I got it from them.
Oh, did he say that it was overdue?
He did not tell me that, no.
He did not tell you that,
No.
really?
But it is kind of water damage, so like,
Oh, really?
you know, yeah.
Well, apparently...
Give me an investigation check.
I'm rolling way better on that one. Okay, investigation is a 22.
It is not water damaged.
It's not a water damaged book. It looks like a book in very good condition, and it's not yours.
I mean, it's not now. I didn't know that at the time. but here we are. So how do we
Maybe
handle
we should go
this?
talk to the guy and ask him.
I feel like we should probably just
why,
go straight to the Cobalt Soul.
Why he would sell you a book?
No.
That,
7 days, starting today. When you wake up tomorrow, that's day 2. First 7 days, your access to magic, other than card, is cut.
Gotcha.
All right. Second set of 7 days, you lose the ability to take a short rest and utilize hit die.
Okay.
On the third round of the 7 days, the ability to take a long rest is eliminated.
So
You will
22 days I die. Got it.
You will start taking points of exhaustion.
listen, there are a lot of things I don't know a lot about. One of the things I didn't know a lot about is the Cobalt Soul, and they take the books very seriously. Like, really seriously.
Okay.
Like, you need to return the book.
That's fine. I'll take it back.
We should go tomorrow.
Yes. I mean, I would like to go like now, but like if we have to wait till tomorrow, that's fine. I can deal without a day.
You. It could be awkward. I can probably talk you through it.
Can we find
probably not
Dasha?
gonna look like
Can we like
myself.
maybe?
We can talk to her.
That'd be great.
Or I can disguise myself. It could get awkward, but I kind of know how these things work. But yeah. Okay, tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Great.
Great. Also, why don't you have a tail?
Why don't you have a tail? Wait, you have a tail.
I do. I've been told it's very nice.
Your face, your mom's face, is a thing that exists.
Not all of us have tails.
Someone asked me what kind of dragon you were when I got the bugs to heal you.
Oh, those are gross.
Green.
Please keep those away from me.
Yes, and I didn't know what kind, and I was a little confused by the question, but I saw a dragonborn earlier today.
Yeah, he mentioned that earlier.
Long tail.
Oh, we had a tail.
Yes.
That's cool. Where was this?
The place I went to.
Where did you
I'm
guys?
planning to go back.
Cool. I will definitely. We should do that after we hit the Cobalt Soul. I will definitely go with
Is
you.
it that unusual? Is it like a friend of yours or something?
No, but like I'm always down to make a new friend. You know, I tried that earlier today, and I mean it didn't go so well. But like,
Can I insight
tomorrow's a new
check
day.
any of this? Because I can see.
Sure.
But I don't know if
Insight
she can
check.
see.
Insight check versus your deception, please, Elatrion.
Can I also roll insight? Because I'm just enjoying the conversation.
Insight check versus Elatrion's deception.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Yes.
You are nat 20 flush tonight.
14.
14.
8.
8. I mean, there's something up here.
It's fine.
Elatrion has ulterior motives for wanting to go with you to this story. Something about this Dragonborn and hearing the description of this Dragonborn.
All right, I'm just gonna make a mental note. I'm not gonna call him on it yet.
Sure.
But I
That's a
wanna-
mystery mouse tool. We can use that.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. You guys hear
We have so many things to do tomorrow.
You hear a loud burst of noise that comes from the common room, but it carries down the hallways and comes out this way. Carries to your room.
All right. Well, I guess since there's nothing we can do tonight, I'm gonna put my shirt back on,
Okay.
and we should probably go down and find everybody else.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's go tell stories.
Great. All right. Welcome. Welcome to Story Night here at the Cedar Hearth and Home. It is already in full swing. And so my surprise, as much as anyone else's, Aelin is the healer guy because they don't get a ton of them. However, Simon is in the midst of telling this big story about how he got the scars on his face. You have 2 ways that you can handle this. If you have a story that you want to talk about with your characters, as long as it's not too long, you can do that. Or you can just give me a performance check. However, if you can justify a separate skill to me, a different skill set other than a performance check to me, then I would let you roll with that as well. The best story of the night will win a prize.
All right.
Yes.
I would like to insight these stories to see if they're honest.
Wow.
Okay. Do you announce that to everybody?
So,
what is it, healer?
So, as a healer of Melora, I'm really good at telling when people aren't being the most honest. And we all like An honest story.
There's a. He's like, well, part of the story is the embellishing, but healer, how about this? Throughout the night, we always have 3 judges to judge the criteria in case there's a bit of a break. Healer, would you be our first judge?
Sure.
All right.
As long as there's drinks.
Everybody's like, this guy. There's plenty of drinks around. If you guys all would come out, you would hear the tail end of this. There is so three different drink stations. If you're interested in trying out one of the bottles, you are welcome to do that. You will roll a D100. Majority of them are fine. Some of them have magical properties, okay? Now, who knows what garbage can punch is, kids?
I do.
As a person, yes. As
There
a
are
character,
some bottles that don't have enough to pour a full drink. However, take a little bit of the empties and pour them in a big can. That's what garbage can punch is. You're gonna have some of this.
I didn't realize there was a theme song.
That's what you get on your 20th
My Zombie
birthday.
Mama.
My Zombie Mama. The third drink is this amorphous blob that has been cast. You don't know how it's up there, but it's just sort of floating around. This is, I'm very proud of this, almost too much so. This is the mystical equivalent of a Jello shot. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just floating up. It's a gelatinous cube shot. It's not liquid. It's not solid. It's somewhere in between. But you can. It's solid. Damn it, that's good. Welcome to Sockwid. You can pull off little chunks of it and
slurp it down.
So those are the drinks. And these hunters are not messing around. Some of them are drinking and just enjoying the storytelling. But you are nominated as one of the judges. The other judge is and always will be is Hamfo. Because he runs the place and he demands it. So Hamfo is the other judge. You see a small man in the corner. This man reminds you of Kreefus, if you would, like depending on what incarnation you knew him from. He is a tiefling. He is the smallest tiefling you've ever seen in your entire life. He is 4 foot, if that. He is sitting in a chair and he's leaned up against it, and you see this. His skin is like a white gray. Which connotates a very old tiefling, to say the least. However, he's got a shock of hair. He's got this like shock of white hair that's very long and tied into this very ornate braid that goes down his back. And it goes all the way down to his feet. He's that sort of short. His arms and legs and chest are covered in tattoos. Each of them is not a symbol. Each of them is a scene. And the more you look at them, the more intricate these scenes get of like different creatures and him in battle. And as he moves, they seem to move with him and change, almost as if his skin.
Testament to his deeds.
Good man. And he is not really participating. He's smiling and nodding, and he's smoking that good pipe weed. Just off in the corner, occasionally this younger half-elf girl will bring him a drink, and he will shake it off. Like he doesn't even like look at her, but he just kind of smiles and shakes his hand, and she sighs and goes and stands not too far away, her arms crossed and back up against the door. But these are introduced as the 3 judges. So, all of that being said, who would like to tell a story?
I mean, I'm kind of in the middle of one, right?
Okay. Yes. Drinking. Give me a con save.
I was rolling the 100.
Are you just going over to the random like assortment of like, I don't know what these bottles are?
Probably.
Okay, yeah, that's great. You're given a mug and you go over to what these random bottles and you just
48.
48.
The moment you heard D100, you went, yes.
Yep. I'm like, I'm just gonna go ahead and
You
get
take a sip
those.
of this. I don't know if you've had any experience with alcohol, but I know that everybody in this room has. This is a very sweet, dark rum that's got some very earthy tint to it, and it's not cinnamon, but it's cinnamon adjacent.
Very
that
afterbirth.
Yeah, it's just
Offense,
but it is a dark rum. It's very good.
Okay.
All right, and you just
Got it. Do you still need the con save?
Yeah, con save and advantage.
Well.
Here we go.
So.
Cinnamon.
It's 8.
It's pretty strong. You're feeling that. You're feeling that.
I did have that fire
little
whiskey
buzz.
earlier.
Yeah, you got.
Yeah.
You got a tiny little baby buzz.
Okay, got it.
Okay, Simon.
So, Simon doesn't often tell stories, but when he does, he's actually fairly animated when he does it.
Sure.
Could I use my acrobatics? While I'm telling the story, as I'm doing like the various motions of my training.
If you are acrobating around the space,
Yes.
acting out the story, I would allow an acrobatics check.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, that means that no one else here can use acrobatics when telling their version.
Sucks to be all.
All right. Just like
no.
just like when somebody tells the same story, it's diminished a little bit every time that they tell it. So anybody else that does this, it just loses a little bit of the flair. Okay.
So, when I was first learning how to fight with this, and I like, bring the whip out and crack it up into the air.
Everybody kind of jumps a little bit.
Wow.
You see that it's put on because a lot of them have whips.
Whoa.
And Master Creefus had another student. You may know him well. Herr Gilser, champion.
From the back of the room.
He's not the only one.
Yeah.
From all around.
I'm aware of his reputation. Believe me, I agree with you.
Someone leaves the space when you bring up that name.
That's fine.
Somebody just kind of walks out the front door.
Gilser and I would spar quite frequently, honing our skills with whip. And like at this point, I climb up onto a table.
Yeah.
Back and forth we would go, trading blows, and one day we got a little heated when Creefus had to crack the whip next to us, catching me in the face. I understood. I was a little angry at the time. But this is the fun part. He instructed us both to go with him. This was epic back and forth. He knocked the whip out of Gilser's hand. He knocked the whip out of my hand. He would knock me silly with the other end of the whip. I don't know how he did that. But, and at this point, I'm going to do an aerial, like a no-hands cartwheel off the table.
Okay.
Land in a crouch. I have taken these skills and honed them to with a fine edge, and it is with these that I will take on Gilser at the Godsbrog. And then we will see which one of us has embodied the teachings of Herr Creefus better. Myself, or the annoying show about Tinyman.
Give me your roll.
Oh, baby. Nat.
Nat? Okay. With your roll, there is this like slow burn, like as you say, like and everybody's just kind of like nodding at each other. It's a good story. And you hear people talking like, it's got everything. It's got revenge. It's got weaponry. It's got fighting. And it's not finished. And everybody just starts like clapping and applauding really loudly. Just they're into it. You have the attention of the room. Give me an insight check, Galen.
Nine.
It's so true it hurts.
Yeah.
Great. Everybody starts clapping and applauding and like, I like the newcomers. And Hamflo's like, that's why I invited them to stay. And he sort of nods and takes credit. He's like, I take full credit for inviting them, and nods at everybody.
I'm going to the bar.
I will join him.
Sisters about to lie. Here we go.
What are we drinking? Are we drinking garbage can punch, or are we just drinking
something colorful?
Garbage can punch.
Gelatinous cube. Gelatinous cube.
Yeah. Take a little bit of the gelatinous cube. It's good. It's
a little nummy.
It actually is. As you take it and pop it into your mouth, there's a little almost like a little. Yeah, but it's good. It gives you. It's a little shocking. Something colorful. Give me a D100.
Okay. 77.
77. Okay. You do find this fairly colorful bottle, and you're attracted to it because one, it is very colorful, and two, there is a live fish swimming in it.
It's usually you drink milk afterwards to make that fish come back up.
But there's a fish that's just kind of swimming around this bottle, and you see as the fish moves, it passes through the different like colors of the liquid and swirls them a bit. It's almost like leaving this like trail in the liquid.
Do I know if I'm supposed to drink the fish as well?
Do not.
Cool. I'm gonna hope for the best then.
Are you drinking the fish?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. It's gonna be less painful than this story, so.
Chew it on the way down.
Bad news.
the half-elf girl is just sort of standing there, and she like looks over at the one of the judges, and she nods, and she looks back at you, and just sort of nods at you, and then she watches as you drink the fish, and she's like, "What are you doing?
Drinking.
Go throw up. Go throw up.
Oh.
You're not supposed to drink the fish."
Okay, I'll leave.
Okay. Do you go throw up?
Yeah, if I'm being told to, yeah.
You go over to the corner, you're like, and you throw up, and this like fish hits the ground, and as it does, you see this like naked elf who just pops out on the ground. And he's like, "What the hell, man?"
They should really put labels to not drink the fish. Just saying.
Some people can't party. And he just walks. He walks back into the space and like goes in, and you see the half-elven girl is cracking up. And this naked man walks into the party, and you hear somebody go, "Somebody drank the fish. Somebody drank the fish. Hey, somebody drank the fish. Oh, somebody drank the fish. Hey, hands naked ass. What's on your list? Because you went and did it. Somebody drank the fish. Hey!" The entire hunting lodge breaks into this chorus, and you see a few people pat you on the back and be like, "This is a rite of passage. Usually we reserve it for when you get your first patch, but you skipped a few steps."
I'm skipping the story then.
You just kind of walk outside, walk out the front door.
Yeah, I'm gonna just.
Yeah. Everybody else is having their drinks.
Avoid this.
Cool. Everybody looks over at
Most
Serafina.
of this is directed straight to, what's his name? Guy Hamfo Fingy.
Mm-hmm.
Jerk face. Alright. Some people say girls can't hunt. But have I got a story for you? Deep in the marshlands and the muddy foothills of Zorhas, moorbounders, specifically bristled moorbounders, are known as dangerous killers to those who try to avoid them on their travels. See, I've been training with a handful of monks in a super secret elite society, but I never dreamed I'd come up on one by myself. It caught me by surprise. It knocked me over from behind, and as I fell, I twisted and turned and got a little slice right in at the thigh. We wrestled and tangled and tumbled. Black, sinewy, cat-like flesh, rippling with muscle and pain. Both of us came very, very close to death until I realized that that bristled moorbounder was not a he, it was a she. She had a litter. She was afraid. She was afraid for her pups. And we looked at each other with mutual respect and understanding. And I healed her. And I let her go. And she walked away from me. And just because someone doesn't bring back an animal dead on the floor each time does not mean they are not a hunter. Does not mean they can't fend for themselves. And also does not mean that they don't have respect for the living things around them. Thank you.
Deception check, please. Everybody is welcome to insight this if you would like.
Dang it.
19 plus I'm really good at deception. 25.
25. Everybody sort of nods their heads, and you see some of them are a little like solid in their ways. And it's a deep lesson for a night of drinking. Like it brings the room down a little bit, and you see your buddy who looks over at you, healer, and he goes, "Ladies and gents, what is the lesson that we take away from this story?"
She's better at telling stories than I thought she was.
That
Perhaps don't drink the fish.
Don't drink the fish.
Don't kill babies.
Don't kill babies.
Wait till they're grown up.
Weird takeaway?
You see this little guy like, what kind of healer is this? And the man's like, the best guy. Until they grow up. There are many things vicious in this world that will try to kill you. None of them as vicious as a pregnant woman. Yeah! They all lift their glasses and clink them, and you see Hamful like look over at you and just give you an approving nod.
I rolled a 16 on insight.
Every word of it was true.
Got it.
Good.
I've been drinking, you guys.
Yeah, start a little chant going. All right, tell us about this.
I'm gonna use this as stealth.
Okay.
You're gonna try to what, sneak away in the middle of the story?
Pretty much. So
what the hell was that?
We don't know the end.
Look,
It's hard to judge without the end.
I don't even know who told that story, but it was amazing.
And that man was
Ninja Man.
Who was that mysterious man? I don't know, but he told a hell of a story.
You can't tell me what, he's gone.
Have you ever had your opportunity to prove yourself, only to be left by the wake of fear? Not only fear because of you chose not to do something, but because you had failed someone.
And he's just gonna like point to his face. He's like,
For 3 days, I had tracked a feral beast into the wild, outside the very edge of Palebank village. For 3 days, I had not eaten. I had tracked, and I had finally found, on the 3rd day, this feral beast who had hunkered down in the midst of a very dark cave. I could hear it growling, gnawing at the bone of the animals that it had killed and taken back to its home. I had pulled my bow.
knowing that he doesn't have it already, he's gonna just try to reach for the bow that he doesn't have because it's other places.
Give me a dex check.
Nat 20.
Okay. Hey. As you reach for the bow behind you, you see a hunter get up from his side and throw it and chuck it, and you just.
Does he? Like, I mean, I'm assuming he would feel it, and that the material would be familiar to him.
Yeah.
And so he's gonna bring it down, and he's gonna just have that reverence for a second, and he's gonna take a pause.
And I had readied my bow.
And he's gonna hold it up.
And for that brief moment where our breaths became synced together, that feral beast had lunged out from the dark of the cave and swept not just once, but twice, first dodging the first attack, and second, taking my face. Well, my bow had flung from my hand, and I had been able to stick it with my sword to the chest. As the beast's breath became slow, it got closer, to the point where I realized its end was near. I had lifted my bow, placed it upon the body of this feral beast, thanked it for the brave fight that it had done, and had plunged my short sword into its heart. I felt its life escape, and I had thanked it for the brave fight, retracted my short sword, put my bow back in its sheath, and I had skinned it. Not only did I return with its brave pelt for its noble sacrifice in battle, but I will forever have these upon my face, because I know that the mark that it gave me was far easier to have than to disappoint the man that would have made my life worse had I came home empty-handed.
And he's gonna set his bow on the table. And he's gonna end the story.
Yeah, give me a stealth check.
God, that was awful. 15.
You got inspiration if you want to burn it.
I would love to use that.
Hey.
I will keep the 15. Thank you.
Listen, I'm not going to take that away from you. It was a great story, and I want to reward it. So there we go.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. It's true.
Girl, you hear me all the time.
Like,
No, but I gotta roll for everybody, so.
Any other newcomers that wish to share? You're out. You're out.
He drank the fish.
So he drank the fish. Okay. You outside. Give me a perception check.
11.
There is a large crowd of people heading to the inn. There is a large group of hooded individuals that are walking down the street and seeming to gather in number as they head over to the inn. Okay?
So I'm assuming they don't look friendly.
Give me an insight check.
They look hooded.
You figure.
19.
Yep. They do not look particularly friendly. Some of them are loaded for bear. Okay.
I'll head inside. Did somebody invite a lot of people?
As you say that, we're going to cut back to the scene that was inside, and it says, all right, judges, who's your favorite to the stories? And you see Hamflo go, well, it was hard for me to decide, and then you hear as a woman stands behind him, he said, I'm going to have to go with Serafina. And you hear everybody like softly chuckling. My very lovely, very pregnant wife would also like me to vote for Serafina, so I'm going to vote for Serafina. And you hear a soft round of applause. Everyone looks to you.
I'm gonna take another drink.
Okay, give me
A little bit of liquid courage there, bud?
45.
45. Pretty close. Yeah.
I was gonna do something else, but I'm gonna save it for later.
45. This is a clear liquid. It's very cold. It's very chilled. Even though the glass doesn't look particularly like it's frosted or any magic's been cast upon it, it's a very cold vodka.
Okay.
But it looks like the glass is ever cold.
Okay, got it.
Oh, it's ever cold vodka?
That's good.
Con save?
Yeah, give me a con save.
5.
You're pretty drunk, man.
All of our story was true.
Everyone nods their head, and he's like, and you just see the big guy being like, this fucking guy.
You're like a new best friend in this bar. I love this.
And you see the tiefling man get up and go over towards you, and he looks at you, and he just takes a hand out and places it on your heart. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, we got a bit of a... And that's when Dev walks in.
Somebody invite a lot of people?
Cock my eyebrow.
Everybody like...
Just kind of like...
Everybody like looks around.
Like a mob worth of people.
Okay. Anybody here order a mob? And everybody
Not
looks...
this week.
Everybody looks around. No, we didn't.
I'm gonna start shoving, like gently nudging my way towards the door there.
You're heading towards the door?
I'm gonna join up with Elatrion and Dev.
Okay, Elatrion and Dev are closest to the door, and when that happens, a gentleman walks in wearing a black hooded robe. He looks around the room, and as he does, there is a smaller figure that walks in that is not wearing a black hooded robe, that is instead wearing what looks to be just regular clothes. And as he walks in, he looks over at Elatrion, and he points at him. And the man in the black robe goes, I would like you to walk outside of this place, please.
I would like me not to walk outside of this place.
Did you come to tell stories?
No.
Oh, it's like this shit.
Then you're being kind of rude, interrupting.
He looks at the group of hunters behind them, and they're all just sort of like hanging out. They're like smiling and relaxing and talking, but all of them seem to have a bit of attention to them.
Mm-hmm.
He stops and takes the hood off.
before you is a dragonborn. You would recognize him immediately. Look.
I'm gonna stop you right there. No. I'm gonna walk back to my seat.
I would hate to have to shut this establishment down, and everyone stops talking. And Hamfo looks over and he goes, "Excuse me," and walks over, toddles over the smallest little man here, and he goes, "Shut the establishment down? On whose orders?" The man in the robe bends down and says, "On mine. We need this man to come with us." And I use the term loosely. All of the hunters look at one another, and you see the big guy get up. And he goes, "Have you wronged him?"
I'm sorry. His people enslaved mine, not the other way around. I've never seen him specifically before in my life.
Big man gets up and he goes, "I'm afraid there is no other choice here. You see, this man is representing a clan of individuals," and as he's saying this, he's talking to the rest of the hunters, this big, broad-shouldered big man. And he's got one hand still around Aelin, who's like leaning a little bit. And he goes, "Unfortunately, we are but a guild. A simple guild of hunters that risk our lives each and every day to bring a measure of peace to the world, to the wilderness. We don't seek to tame it because we know it's impossible. We don't seek to change it because we know that big things like that can be changed. But what we do offer is a measure of peace and a bit of a drink when the day is done." And he reaches over to the bar and he pulls out a bottle, multicolored, with a fish swimming around it. "So, I believe this man right here has said that he's not joining you. And if these stories have taught us anything, they've taught us that these men and women are hunters. And you know what that means." The man in the robe is looking confused and sort of backing up towards the door as the bigger man just kind of steps forward up to where the three of you are, walks past you, and he goes, "It means that somebody drank the fish." And he takes the bottle and slams it. As he slams it, every single person in the room draws. Every person grabs a bow, arrow, sword, and they go rushing out into the night air. It is quick, it is vicious, it is brutal.
I finally get my bar fight.
It is the most vicious bar fight. It is such a vicious bar fight that it echoes out of the space because you see Hamflo going, "Take him outside!" And the city streets are filled with hunters of different makes and models, and all of them going around as this man is tackled by a naked elf who just slams into him, then immediately turns into a rhino and just charges at this guy. It carries out into the street. The attack is so vicious and so bloodthirsty, and it is completely. These individuals in the robes are completely overrun by surprise, shock, and awe at a group of men and women that have dedicated their lives to bringing a measure of peace to this world and have, through a night of storytelling, accepted you as their own. It ends with a chorus of "Somebody Drank the Fish" as these black-robed figures go running off into the night air. You see the man, the dragonborn, still covered in a bit of slime and drink there.
If I had a chance to get a crack at one of these guys,
Yeah.
underneath their robes, are they wearing a specific kind of uniform or color?
They are not.
Cool. Yeah, I'm willing on these guys.
Yeah. Everybody just starts wailing in on this. I'm not even going to get into the specifics of it is such a shock and awe movement that they are pushed back. And the last words out of this man's mouth as this dragonborn is sort of standing there panting, his robe is ripped in half. You would see there's puncture wounds from the horn of the rhinoceros, whip scars from you, eldritch blast burns in his side, arrows sticking out of various protrusions from him. And he goes, "What's your name?"
You can call me No.
And he goes, "No, soon." And he will turn around and walk off into the night. And he goes, everyone kind of pours back into the space. You see some of them comparing brand new wounds from the individuals in the with the black robes. A bunch of them turn to Aelin and they're like, huh? Can you...
May I? I would like to handle one of them.
Yes.
Cool. I'll go up to one of them that has like a really nice shiner on him.
Yeah.
Put my hand over their eye and put my healing hand on it, so they recovered 3.
Yeah. You notice that you fix that shiner. A lot of them with the grievous injuries, some of them got some good licks in, are brought over to the tiefling. As the tiefling, older tiefling, goes over and occasionally just takes bits of his tattoo. Like the tattoo leaves, one more story, and he kind of pumps it into them. And these are the people that are the worst off, that sort of get up, take deep breaths.
Giver level nonsense.
And everybody kind of looks around the room after this massive fight.
I love this place.
The best story of the night was that one. And there's no topping it. You all right?
I am.
They all look on their person, and each of them is going to take a small gift out from their side and hand it to each of you. It's a passing honor, as everybody that fought in the battle gets a small gift. Each of them a little bit different than the last. They are not super powerful.
Hey, dude, it's all good.
But they are powerful in their own way. All right. What you are given, Alatrion, is from the a smaller looking gentleman in the back who was kind of like off in the corner this whole time, and he is going to take a coin from his pocket and he's going to flip it in your direction in hopes that you'll catch it.
Yeah.
And he goes, heads. And he goes, tails. And on the side, you get to pick.
All right.
And he flips the coin over towards you.
I got it.
Okay. You're actually brought one by the mistress of the house. She goes, I feel like you would get a bit of a use out of this. And she's going to hand you this beautiful ruby bracelet. All right? And she goes, this is once belonged to my grandfather, and he found some pretty clever, unique ways to do it. This is a modified version of the Dread Helm. Essentially, this is a helm that has been melted down. So what this does is it essentially causes your eyes to go a bright, deep crimson red. And this has been modified to have whatever clothing you have on your body start to float around you as your eyes go this deep red that emits a red glow to them, a light. So it's there's nothing powerful about it, but in the right hands, it is a like the clothes start to float, like you turn into like a ring.
Hey,
ring.
Dark Phoenix. Hey.
Let's add a little thaumaturgy to that, and I'll be just fine.
Okay.
No, I've got that cantrip. I can add a little, yeah.
You can add a little
This is gonna be
thaumaturgy.
great.
Please let the fish give you something, Dev.
I have to now. I have to.
I expected it.
Yeah. He's going to come over to you and still completely naked because I have to do this. And he comes over to you and he goes, listen, somebody has to drink the fish. And that was you. You drank the fish.
I did.
He's like, take care of my baby, will you? And he will hand you a fish bowl.
Okay.
Just give him a little bit of swimming time.
Okay.
Yeah, and he kind of winks at you.
Gonna look at the bowl.
Yeah, it's a weird looking fish, buddy. It's got two mouths, one at one end and one on the other. And you see the instructions written on the bottom of the bowl that this is a very odd looking fish that needs a special place to swim around at. It needs about an hour a day of cerebral time. And you see one word etched at the bottom of the bowl, and it just is called babblefish.
I love this.
For 1 hour a day, as long as you keep your buddy taken care of, you can put that fish in your ear. He's going to swim down that ear canal. It's super uncomfortable. He's going to latch onto your brain, and you're going to be able to understand any language you want to. Okay?
That I hear?
That you hear.
Gotcha.
You're not going to be able to read it, but you can understand any language you want to. He
cares about reading.
Fight?
Makes sense.
Okay? The gentleman comes up to you, and he, the one that threw you the bow.
Right.
And he's going to look over at you and go like this. And he's going to lift his throat. And he's got jagged cuts here, here, and here. And he's going to try to communicate to you that, like, I don't have anything. Like, I took a hit. You're like, where you took this hit, I took this hit. And he doesn't. He's like, but he manages through gesticulation that he's done. And he asks you to hold on to the bow.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he's gonna keep he had the bow out, so he's gonna just hold it to his heart.
And when you hold it to your heart like this, he stops and he takes this symbol again and he dips it in the air. It's almost like he forcefully goes like this, and then he wipes it on your hand. That's here. He goes like this. He goes like this, and you see this faint spectral image. Okay. For the time being, this bow is not a +1 bow. It's no additions in that, but this bow is soulbound to you.
Nice.
So what that means is, bow's not there.
Spectral.
No, it's
summon.
It's like throw, bow.
Got it done.
Okay, so
Yeah.
like no matter where you throw this thing, you hand it off to somebody, they hand it to them, so nobody else can use it, but it's soulbound.
Damn. Okay, gotcha.
Rad, man.
Dang.
It's like a third level Eldritch Knight.
You, the tiefling. The tiefling's going to come up to you, and he is going to look at you. He's not going to say anything. He's going to look at the hand that's holding the whip, and he is going to reach to his arm and pull out a particular scene where it's him standing against a big creature made of flames. And he's going to move his hand down and just sort of hold it out to your hand, and you would see in the right hand where the palm is just that little imprint of the fire creature. Okay? You have an ability, you can only use it once every 7 days. You've been passed a mystical tattoo. Okay? You have the equivalent, because of this individual, to once every 7 days, once you use it, it's a 7-day cooldown, a divine smite. Okay? But once you use it, 7-day cooldown period. Okay? As he's passed you one of the mystical tattoos that he has. You're drunk.
Just immediately. Just
Yes. You're drunk as a skunk. And
Big Hunter Man. Big Hunter Man.
big Hunter Man, you're drunk, and he goes, Healer, you're unlike any person we've ever had here before. You looked after our wounds, we accepted you as our own. You got a weirdness to you. But,
It's a good weird.
yes, but we like you. And we'd like to give you something because, one, you've made an impression, and two, none of us would ever use this. And he goes over to his collection of stuff and like pulls over, and he's going to hand you a staff. This staff is an odd-looking staff. It is decorated with strange bird carvings all over it. This is a modified
item of the Staff of Bird Calls.
Yay.
It has 10 charges. While holding it, you can use an action to expend 1 charge from the staff and cause it to create one of the following sounds: a raven's caw, a chirp, a duck's quack, a chicken's cluck, a goose's honk, a loon's call, a turkey gobble, seagull's cry, an owl hoot, or an eagle shriek. Okay? However, this particular Staff of Bird Calls, whatever bird sound you make will summon any bird of that particular type within a mile to flock to the staff. When I say any bird of that type, I mean any bird of that type.
Got it.
Oh, that has terrifying consequences.
I'll get that list from you later.
Okay, it's in D&D Beyond.
Okay.
All of these items are passed out, and you see this sort of look, and it goes, "Well done, brand new hunters. Well done indeed. Join us for a drink." And they continue drinking. They continue telling stories, and the stories have now moved on to the cool stuff that they did 5 minutes ago. One dude picked up, I was like, I tossed a dude through a window. Did you see that? And it's like,
I was the guy in the window.
That was me. It's like, I thought it was one of the black robes. He was like, I decided to wear black robes tonight, so freaking sue me. And like, they're just talking, and they're everybody's enjoying and just sort of sharing stories down in the common room of the Cedar Hearth and Home.
Over, I got a stick. I would hope so, based on my lord. But is this something she had given you?
No, the big guy gave it to me.
Well,
What's his name?
I do not recall. I had not given his
You don't Rococo.
No, I do not. I do not recall because I did not ask his name.
I'm just calling him the defenestrator. He's the guy
Hey,
who
what's
throws
your
the
name?
window.
Aylin's just gonna yell at the big guy. What's your name?
I was wondering if you were going to go this whole thing and never ask what this dude's name was. He goes, Dakin.
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 Thank you for the stick, Dakin.
Thanks for looking at my foot healer.
Your name sounds like bacon.
He goes, oh my God.
He's right.
He goes, anybody else really want bacon right now?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to help in the kitchen. I could probably get bacon. Marga.
She goes, oh, you're no use to me like this, dear. We'll start tomorrow morning, bright
Do you
and
have
early.
bacon?
She looks at the hunters, and all the hunters look, and you see them doing various forms of puppy dog eyes, these big men and women and various different sizes. She goes, fine, Dakin bacon. And here, she goes off into the kitchen and starts making Dakin bacon.
Question for you, Dakin. I am so sorry.
Why are you sorry?
It is, from my experience, people...
Wait, hang on. Why are you sorry?
It is another question. I do not mean to take more of your time.
Why are you apologizing for asking your question?
He apologizes a lot.
Why?
That's a good question. Why?
It is a matter of inconvenience, I suppose. It is to be unnecessary questioning. So...
Boy, we just kicked the asses of people that were here to take your friend. We fought together. Like, you don't have to apologize for making your voice heard.
Well, then I ask without any apology.
Yeah, there you go.
There we are. Dakin.
Dakin bacon.
Dakin bacon.
Shake and bake, baby.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
Which I had.
It has been my experience that those who are hunters and experienced as such have a title in their name. Perhaps you have one as well.
I do.
And to what is this that I may call you properly by your experience?
He puts a hand on your shoulder. He goes, through many years of fighting, killing animals, saving people, hunting things, I am known as the one and the only Dakin bacon. And everybody just starts screaming and you're just Dakin bacon. If you're here looking for fancy titles and things of that sort, proper names and surnames, you've come to the wrong place, lad. But if you're here for stories, if you're here for men and women who will dedicate their lives to hunting things and getting rid of things that most normal folks are not equipped to be able to handle, if you're looking for a job with no retirement plan, then you've come to the right place. Ask me how many hunters die in their sleep.
I don't need to ask this because I know.
just the ones that aren't on watch at the time. And he like pats you on the shoulder. He's like, were you a slave?
For quite so many years, yes.
All right.
And he'll just like reach for his back, but not say anything, but just start
Who
rubbing his
enslaved you?
back.
A tyrant.
What was his name?
The dwarf Tiprick.
He takes a bottle, and he hands it to you.
He's gonna grab it.
Throw it at the wall. Call it Tiprick.
Just to throw it.
Okay. Nat 20 hit.
Yeah.
Slaps you in the face. Okay. It's not hard. It's hard. I mean,
Yeah,
it's the
it's
nat
hard
20.
enough. Yeah,
it's like
sure.
he goes bah and smacks you in the face, and he goes, "Are you a slave?"
Never. And he's just gonna hurl it across the room.
It smashes into the wall, and you hear, "Stop throwing bottles in my head!" And he's like, "Sorry, it was Tiprick."
What's that guy?
He just kind of points to a group of people over there, and he's like, "Whoever's Tiprick is a right ass." And you hear him go, "Dick and bacon." Anybody else doing anything during this revelry?
I'm just gonna quietly disappear up to the room and go to bed.
Yeah. Rest, long rest, a drunken long rest.
Alien would go upstairs.
Yeah.
Meditation for at least 4 hours.
What to do with this fish? And then go to bed.
You got a little fish.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's in a globe with a little like gold case on it. So.
Gotcha.
And the globe is indestructible because it's the first pet of the campaign, and I wasn't expecting a battle. Okay.
Now I'll head up to
Bed, rest.
I'm in bed. Are you in bed by now?
Yeah.
Okay. So Aelin would be laying in bed and just, hey, Dav.
Yeah.
The other day, Zara calls you Janice.
She did.
Who's
Yes.
Janice?
That's the name I was born under.
So why Death?
I like it better?
Okay. He's gonna roll over.
By the way, you're helping me take care of this fish.
I like fish. They're good with potatoes.
No one's gonna harm
you.
Okay.
That goes on in there. That goes under there. You guys talk about anything before you settle down for a long rest?
I'm gonna walk in as Uvar is settling down to meditate. An excellent story. Pat him on the shoulder and immediately just like jump, horizontal, land on the bed, and just immediately out.
Do you think that?
And he's just gonna grab his bow and he's gonna kneel down to the ground and he's just gonna be in his the meditated state, holding on to his necklace and just his bow.
Give me a d20.
Straight d20 is a 16.
16. You feel a warmth because for the first time in a while, you've found a group of individuals that you've laughed with and broken bread with and had drinks with, and it's a simple thing for a lot of them. It's not for you. It's interlaced with more, and the bow represents that, and the bow also represents a turning point as you go to throw it. It always comes back. So whatever bonds are being forged in the fire here are harder to break.
Nice.
You give a small thanks.
Definitely
to the all
yeah, a huge benediction.
Okay. You heading back first to your room, before the.
Yeah, as soon as I can slip out of there unnoticed, I'm gone.
Are you okay? Is he okay? Is he just pissed at the events of the day?
He's irritated, but he's fine.
Okay.
I mean, he's frustrated.
Okay.
But he's trying not to show it.
How about this? Give me a wisdom save, though. Let's talk about this. How hard it might be to.
Oh my god, that's a 2.
2. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna get some new dice.
How quickly would you head upstairs?
I would have headed up just after.
Good. I think you would. I think it's hard. Sleep is hard to come by tonight.
Especially because he just talked about wanting to go after or go meet this. He was super interested in this dragon, and then this dragon came in and was like, "You're this dragonborn with yeah." So I'm probably checking on it. So he's all restless and stuff. Hello?
Yeah.
You want to talk?
What would you like to talk about?
I was gonna ask you the same thing.
I don't like it here.
Here, like, the city?
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Okay. Like, you want to go?
We've got things to do before we can go.
I
But
know we do, but
I'd be lying if I said I was happy we're staying.
would you rather complain about all the things that you hate about it, which I will sit and listen to, happily, or would you rather me try to help you find a solution for the time that we're going to be here?
Can I do both?
Yes.
You go over to the. I think it would be cute. Serafina goes over and sits on the bed, and you guys just talk.
Yeah, and he just complains about having made enemies in a place that he had only been once.
Can I tell you a secret?
Sure.
The contest I won, everything was a complete lie. I was just really mad at the innkeeper and I wanted to show him the girls can hunt too.
Gas.
Yes. Thought I was very convincing. That doesn't make me feel better.
I mean, I understand why. I have 5 sisters, so.
You have 5 sisters?
I do.
I have my hands full with just one brother.
Oh, I have 2 of those too.
Oh. I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Really? Do you miss them?
I do. A lot.
Are they still around?
They are. They're probably at home.
Oh, so you can go visit them.
I
I
could.
don't think you should now.
Well, no, we're
I like
kind
you
of
being
in the middle
around.
of something, but
But, okay. And I don't hate my brother. He's just really annoying sometimes.
trust me, I understand.
Okay.
Window in the room. Ding.
I got it.
I'm gonna go peek out. If there's a thing
I'm
in the
just
window.
gonna go. What? Like before I even realize who it is.
Jeez.
There's nobody out there. Nobody in the street, nobody anything, but then a small rock is going to come in at an angle and just hit the windowsill and bounce on the floor.
And nothing with dark vision?
Give me perception checks.
Because you have it too, right?
I do.
Perception 15.
I'm
With a
gonna
plus
burn my
0.
inspiration for that.
Do it.
Nope, I'm gonna keep before the inspiration 6.
I'll say this: substitute perception or investigation.
Well, I had
It's
a
gonna be a
plus 5 to
9.
investigation.
Would you like to do that?
Yeah, that's a 20.
Okay. You're looking up. Rock hits the windowsill. Ting, ting. You look over. You don't see anybody out there. You don't see anything up. You look up. Okay. Something's moving through the night sky. I mean, it's up, and it's coming at an angle to the window.
Oh, it's something up there. I could fly up. It's probably a bad idea, but I'm kind of curious.
How many floors are we to the ceiling?
Your ground floor.
How many floors up, though? I mean, like how many
The
floors
ceiling?
between
Like,
me
how
and
far
and
is this
the
thing away from us?
top floor?
The 10 feet to the roof of this building from the window.
So it's flying outside the building,
No.
about 10 feet up.
When
Oh.
you look out the window, it looks like a star cutting across the night sky.
You can go look if you'd like. I'll meet you up there.
But it's like way, way high?
Sure. You're seeing a floating mote of light in the night sky that's moving closer and closer to this window, and occasionally small bits of rock are falling on the windowsill and bouncing into the room. You don't know where they're coming from, but they're bouncing into the room.
I'd really like to go check it out, but I feel like we should stay here and then see if it gets closer. So we can close the window really quickly if we need to. What do you think?
I have an idea. but I
Okay.
need you to stay here real quick.
You need to tell me the idea then.
I'm gonna go upstairs.
I'm going with you. I'm not letting you go by
I need
yourself.
you to trust me on this.
Well, I
will
do-
tell you everything
Insight
later, and I'm going to pull out my spell book, and I'm going to set it on the table and go, here, you can look at this if you let me go.
That's a 20. Nat 20.
He means it. He's giving you his most valuable possession in his mind.
Okay. If you're not back in 10 minutes.
15, and I'm out.
Out. Up. Ladder outside the house. You walk over and you see a few of them talking, and they see you walk past. None of them give you a second look. You're free to do what you want. You climb up to the roof of the. Okay, that star's getting closer and closer.
I'll wait.
You just wait. After a while, that star cuts across the night sky. I think you'd be looking out the window. Yeah, you look out the window, and that star at one point just rockets. It gets to a certain point on the horizon where this thing flashes brilliantly and lights up. There is a bright flash, almost like a bolt of lightning, as this thing beelines for the roof. This thing comes at you very fast. Do you stand there and wait for it, or do you dodge out of the way?
And dodge.
Okay. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
15.
You wait. You time it. You've trained. You know what this is. You've experienced this one time and one time only, and you've run the events in your brain over and over again. If it happens again, I know exactly what I'm doing. If it happens again, I know exactly what I'm doing. And you time it because you know what it's going to do. And it goes streaking towards you, and you wait for that last possible second. And as it comes streaking towards you, right before the millisecond where you think you know exactly what this thing is going to do, you sidestep out of the way, watching it slam down into the roof in front of you. And as it falls and hits the roof, there is a sickening thud aboard the roof of this hotel. Perception check at disadvantage because you're passed out. Everybody else give me perception checks at disadvantage.
Oh, I don't even need to make the second roll. It was that bad.
That bad. Great. 5.
Disadvantage when I'm watching out the window, listening.
You can give me a perception check at your regular straight roll.
18.
18 at disadvantage.
At disadvantage.
Okay, there's
19
a thumb.
at
18.
advantage.
18.
This is
Thumb.
perception?
Yeah, just a thumb.
Yeah, 13.
Okay. Before you is a glowing yellow orb that has hit the roof. You've seen one other thing like it one time.
Is it just sitting there?
It's just on the roof.
I'm gonna pull one of my swords out and kind of like flip it over, I guess.
Okay.
And
Extend
like
it.
wedge it under to flip it.
You extend the sword, reach out towards it. And as you do, it's going to start to crawl up the sword. Okay? Think symbiote, because these are our people. Okay? Yellow motes of light that creep up the sword. Okay? And it's going to get to the handle and attempt to crawl up your hand.
I'm gonna try and shake it off.
Okay? Give me a.
I'm not gonna let go of the sword.
If you don't let go of the sword, you try to shake it off, but it just continues its crawl. It goes up the arm eventually. You don't let go of the sword. It moves over your chest.
Has it been 10 minutes?
It has not been 10 minutes. This yellow light absorbs into your body, up your arm, down this arm, and then until you're starting to get a little nervous because it's coming up towards your mouth, and you keep your mouth firmly closed, and then there is this feeling as it starts to encompass your head and encompass your body until it starts kind of creeping in around the eyes and the ears, and then your mouth is forcefully pried open. It is as this light enters into your space. There is a brief second's pause where you close your eyes or your eyes are closed for you.
Try to open them if I can.
You do. And standing before you is the visage of someone. They're a little hazy, but they look at you and they smile and they nod and they stand at attention
and look at you as if they're awaiting orders.
What do you want? I'm tired of these dreams. What do you want?
He's going to take the sword, and he's going to smack you in the arm.
If you wanted to fight, that's all that you had to say.
He's going to look at you, put the swords down.
Why are you here? I know where I know. Not where did you go, why are you here?
He takes a sword and begins to trace on the roof. Close to 10 minutes. Traces with the sword. And essentially it says, we. And then he crosses out we. You are in trouble. I'm here to help. Because I didn't when I should have.
You're here now.
Point me at trouble. And he looks over at you.
They're not here. One of the ones with tails, probably. Or the one with the book. Or the dwarf.
And he smiles at you and he steps close to block what it says. And he holds a hand out.
You're the worst. Take his hand.
He steps back and it says, arson? Question mark. And that is where we are. Thank you all so much for tuning in to tonight's adventure. As we go and save the Temple of Melora next week, and we get to fight whatever this creature is that just asparagus. Thank you so much for joining our tribe. That makes me very happy. Thank you so much, and for everybody that tuned in tonight. We are at level 3, so some things are coming to fruition with level 3. We've picked up some magical items that are the simplest but the most terrifying to give to some of you. God help me what you do with birds.
I would never misuse.
There's a whole movie about what can go wrong here.
Alfred Hitchcock.
And we are. So yes, thank you all so much for tuning in. We're gonna go rate the channel real quick and share the TTRPG love. But Puffins of Doom.
Let's go raid a new member of the Storytellers Union.
Heckin' yes. Let's go raid Puffins of Doom. We'll see you guys soon.